What's up, guys? I'm Chris. Welcome to VHP Gaming. So, real quick on me, this is not the first YouTube channel I have. I actually have another channel that I've done for a better part of a decade, called VHP Engines, where kind of like here, where I talk about budget gaming building or budget gaming rigs being built. I also talk about budget engine building, budget performance engines, things that you can take that make you give yourself some audit upgrades and give yourself the most power for the least amount of money spent, right? So again, very similar to the situation I'm doing here with the engines now, or with the computers now, where how cheap can we get it and still be viable for modern gaming, right? So on the recent build that I did, the most recent build was i7 4790K, and I did it because the 4790K has a big following. But it's not the first time I built a computer with that chip, so I already knew it was going to work out well. But the problem is I already sold my previous rig, so before I had the idea to really talk about it. So now I had to rebuild it, do it again to see if it was going to be worthwhile budget-wise and performance. If you can watch that video if you want to see that particular review there. But somebody left a comment recently, and I accidentally deleted it because I thought it was like a bot because of a comment that was left on a different video. So I hid the user and thinking it was a bot, and then when I unhid it, I still couldn't get access to the comments. I could see it in the notification box, but I couldn't see on the video to respond to it. So now I went ahead and looked into it with a Google search, because the comment was something along the lines of, well, the problem with that generation of Intel chip for the 4790K is that it overheats, right? And then just without doing a deep dive, I was able to just to see the people complaining about heating on that CPU, right? So okay, so it's a CPU that may have some issues with people running hot. But here's my theory to that. I think improper installation, improper mounting of AIO coolers or water coolers, and cheap fans, or somebody over throttling the crap out of the CPU without not without regard to what it can do on the long run. And why? The thing I love the most about computers, that it's huge and vastly different from engines, is that I can theory craft on engines on how something should perform and be correct, but not have the ability to go out and just prove it, because you have to build the engine, put the engine in a car, take the car to a dyno, and then tune it, and then you see it's a very long process that costs a lot of money, and if you're talking about multiple setups, it's just hard to pull off. So I would have to talk about these things, argue with people. Eventually people would go and put this thing to the test, come back and tell me, and then I would be able to share it with the crowd. And like, I never remember a time where I was proven wrong on something there, right? So the great thing about the computers is I can build the rig, activate it, turn it on, get the settings and everything, put the games on it, hook it up to a monitor, keyboard, mouse, run it, and show you. So now, when I'm a lazy editor, I don't think that I want to spend hours editing a video for low views. I think if what I'm talking about is interesting enough, you're going to listen to it, and you don't really need to see. And if you need to see and this is not your thing, then carry on. That's fine. But I posted multiple videos of just gameplay footage, because I don't really do voiceover for gameplay, of the rig. I tested it with a 3050, a 1080, and a 980. And they all were able to run high, at least at a minimum of high settings and more, right? I tested on Fortnite, Space Marine 2, Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and just a quick overview going through those videos again. I never saw the temperature get higher than 65 Celsius on the CPU, and plus also, like, the 4790K rig I had before, it was used for a year, and it had several days out of the week, because it was my son's gaming computer, where it would be used for hours at a time. Never ever had an issue with heating on the CPU side. So I think this is one of those things where I am grateful for the fact that I can, every single time I can talk about a computer build, that I'm talking having actually built and used that computer versus a theory. So, guys, this just goes to say that I'm never going to put out some stuff to you that as a guess. This is not a guess. This is going to be something that I can show you. And it just goes to show that when you're doing your research, or when you're looking at something, if you're going to say something like that to people, they could potentially change somebody's mind on what they're going to buy, how they're going to build, what they're going to spend their money on. You just have to, just make sure that you're really doing some looking around and just watch some test footage and gameplay or whatnot before you're saying something is definitive fact. Because every single one of those games I played were modern games. They're all, within a year or so of release. Maybe Final Fantasy VII is a little bit on the older side now, old, right? But everything else, like Space Marine 2 came out a couple months ago, Black Myth Wukong came out a couple months ago. Both of those games were able to play on either Space Marine 2 was ultra and high settings and very high settings for the Black Myth Wukong. And again, I think on Black Myth Wukong, like, it was only running at 55 degrees Celsius, this is well in the safe zone. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to share real quick. That's good that I can address these things. Plus, just in case that somebody was thinking I'm trying to hide some kind of secret, it's definitely not the case, guys. I made like 6 videos all showing gameplay with the 4790K. And at the end of the day, the only reason why I decided against it was just because of the fact that it's too expensive, because that CPU is an end of generation for that motherboard socket. So it's expensive. And then as a matter of fact, I got another 4th gen Intel that I'm going to be testing again. It's the big brother to the 4790K, the 5820K, I believe, or 5820G. It's one of those two CPUs. I have it already stashed. It was like $20 or something like that. And I'm pretty sure it also slots with the 2011 /3 motherboard. So I think it's going to be a better path to build if you want to go retro and save some money. Then you want a CPU that's not for a server. I think that would be a better alternative to go with. But right now, it's just that I have a lot of PC parts to go towards building another computer. My issue is I need RAM, I need power supplies, and I need computer cases and SSDs. And I am currently in between jobs for medical reasons, and I cannot finish building anything, and it might not be until the beginning of next year before I get a new PC pushed out. But it is what it is. I have 3 different CPUs that I'm going to be building. It's just I'm picking on which one I'm going to commit to first coming out of it. Yeah, so if you're interested in PC building or budget PC building or whatever, stick around. This channel is specifically made for that, guys. And I won't be, I'm still going to be doing a PC giveaway at 500 subscribers. I'm not going to be commenting on all my stuff before, talking about it like that, because I think it just invites people that aren't really paying attention to the channel, and it brings people that are constantly begging, and that drives me up the wall crazy. Like, you start begging for a computer, I hate it, man. Like, it just drives me nuts. I've already showed you guys how to build a computer that works very well under $300, and if you need a computer and you can't come up with $250 to $280 to build one on your own, then you have other problems in the world than me just giving you one. All right, guys. So the giveaway is supposed to be something fun. It's supposed to be a fun thing, a fun thing for participation. So I guess for an Easter egg to reward people, I'm just gonna put the giveaway as an end screen thing. So if you make it to the end and you don't already know about the giveaway, it'll be there. And I do have my 3D printer now. So for you guys that were paying attention, I said that with the 3D printer, I would start printing out stuff for PCs that I could do for like little giveaways in between. But I'm still tuning it out, and again, right now, like I said, I'm in between jobs, so I can't really spend extra money to be shipping stuff to people. And I would like the crowd to get a little bit more engaged and to grow a little bit more before I start doing that. I think I got like a 50 sub bump at one point in time around when I announced the whole giveaway thing. And just going by views and retention, like, I don't even know how many people are actually coming back and watching. So I guess that I will do one PC giveaway at 500 subscribers, because hopefully by then I will be I'll have more traffic, with more comments and whatnot, more discussion on the channel. But yeah, like, it won't be a one and done type thing as long as we have like regular conversation going on and regular growth for the channel. And it's not solely just as something to farm for subscribers. It's also because to keep people engaged, because at the end of the day, it's fun to be able to reach out and talk to people. I'm a mechanic, so I don't really talk to people who talk about computers, so my only way to do that is to talk to you guys. All right, so again, thanks for watching. For those of you guys who stick around for these longer videos, and peace.